Hello and welcome back to DudeBro. It's your host DJ Eyvory with my main man.
It's your man Nelly's fresh, the god fresh, the genius.
We're back here to hit you with that interesting top of the dome gangster stuff that you love to hear about. This week we're going to kind of be diving into one of our favorite topics, the XXL Freshman List.
Ah, yes.
Who showed up? Who performed? I want to know. I definitely have heard every freestyle now. I've had some time to really weigh it out, think who I like, who I don't like. I, of course, have to kind of give the standout to Xxxtentacion. As I expected, he did show up.
He did.
He had an interesting, it wasn't really mumbling what he was doing, but he kind of had a, it was a woke flow and a mumble rap, if that makes sense. It's like he was hitting us with some woke stuff, but it was slightly mumble rap. He was kind of under his breath with it. It was interesting, but it was cool.
Oddly enough, he was definitely the standout to me.
Yeah.
Which was super surprising.
Who are you expecting? Who are you expecting to like kind of show up?
I really was thinking the whole thing was just going to be trash. Whole thing garbage. However, XXX stepped up.
Yeah, he did.
And then who's the other young man? And then whoever that young brother was who had to beat the one person who I saw they already had to beat.
Playboy Cardi was one of the few that I've got to hear with a backdrop beat, and it definitely had me nodding my head. I was like, okay, this is hot.
Yeah, hide it in my sock, ooh, serenary rock. First I park my car, then I pour the walk. I'm a walk star, I'm a pop star, ayy. Pop a lot of beef, ayy. She just on the team, ayy. She just want a fiend, she just want a dream, ayy. I just got a new hoe, that's my favorite bitch, ayy. I just got a new watch, diamonds on my wrist, ayy. Yeah, ayy, nigga watch this, ayy. LV's up, Kim Jones in my line, had to plug up.
I found that with the other rappers that were on the XXL list, Kamiyah's flow was decent, the Queen.
Okay.
You know, we didn't know how to really feel about it when she had dropped a few of her singles, which I've heard, and you know, they don't essentially get me hyped, but they're definitely kind of conscious, you know, she's definitely a relatively artistic, she definitely seems to be a little bit more of a, I don't want to go so far to say she's on some like Queen Latifah level type stuff, but she definitely seems like she's trying to build a brand around a little bit more of like, hey, something besides I'm going to show tits and ass and pop, and you know, it was cool to see an artist who actually was skill in hip hop.
But
some of these
I'm sorry.
No,
I was just going to say that I really was appreciative of XXX. You could tell that he came to make a statement.
Hell is just a government creation, and all the information they solicit isn't nearly close to truth. It was clear since the alteration. But the books our children study when they said Columbus discovered America, oh, the ultimatum. I'm telling you the truth, but oh well, I'm already in hell, I'm tired of having patience. So I'ma sell my soul and say some shit that fucking bothers you. Jesus wasn't white nor black, I can't knock it. Was somewhat an Arab and one hell of a prophet. Don't understand why J. Cole talking about false prophets, but didn't mention higher ups, changing name to Amber Code. These fucking entertainers is playing it by the rules, sucking government dick for sake to stay cool. I'm absolutely disgusted about all of you motherfuckers. Tie your throat to a truck bed and pedal the metal quickly.
And he was very well planned. I think these are written. I'm assuming everyone came with a written this time. It definitely. I mean, in the past, it was obviously that, you know, especially when you got people like Designer who spit the same thing 4 times in a row, which was crazy. Like, it was the first time I was kind of like, okay, he's doing his future thing, I'm getting it. Then all of a sudden I hear it again, and I'm like, wait, he just did like that Mike Jones thing where he just came back and hit me with the same exact verse, and then he did it again, and then he did it again,
and he got whacked
4 times. I've never seen something like that in my life. That's not like creative. That's like, I was so lazy that I just did 2.5 minutes of the exact same thing over and over, which is cool sometimes when it's like a wavy chorus, like a little Uzi.
Right.
I don't really care if you... And with a good song, with a good choral line, that's different. But with hip-hop, we don't want to hear the same bars over and over again, because really it's about expanding consciousness. At least I used to think that. It was like an expansive consciousness awakening thing, and now hip-hop's kind of like a dumbed down. And that's my only problem with mumble rap, where I feel a lot of these rappers nowadays are just kind of like, hit 'em, skittle me. It's just like, it's kind of like nonsense and it's mumble, but...
You know who I think does a really good job balancing that out?
Future?
21 Savage.
Oh, yeah. Mumble with... I mean, that's kind of what we're seeing with the best case scenarios with mumble rap, which I was telling Matt this earlier today, was Future is the prime example of a person who can take music like this kind of stuff we're seeing with Uzi and a lot of these XXL artists who are kind of mumble rappers. What he'll do is he'll start off a song like on Coding Crazy. It's like the chorus is actually him kind of mumbling, but then he'll come in super clear. He'll be like, drink on the bottle and fuck on the model, yeah. It's just the way he does it is like it's really it's lit, and that's why I make the argument of the future situation where here's a guy who can go from mumble to like humble, like he's the dude's a beast, like and you know Kendrick is, at least at the end of the day you can understand what Kendrick says. I know we have our mixed feelings about Kendrick. Where
I just don't know if you can put those people in the same category. So I hear what you're saying, and just bring it back to the
sure,
freshmen.
sure. Well, yeah, the freshmen are
Like,
still freshmen. Exactly what they are. They're rookies.
Triple X,
Yeah.
out of everybody, it was very well plotted. Really, it was very well thought out. He had an agenda. His art.
He developed the character.
Persona
He was like the anime that he
is very.
Yeah. Yeah, it was almost
keeping
like
his
very
hands in his
emo.
pocket.
Like he's like didn't know what to do with himself, but it was cool. Like it was kind of like how Marilyn Manson might do when he's like kind of like touching himself, and he's kind of like, "But I might have to kill you later on in the evening." Some kind of slightly maniacal, psychotic.
It just seemed way more like that.
Yeah, the dude's gonna hurt you. I'll tell you.
I think Manson is a very intelligent man who has incredible taste in many things.
Yeah, he's. If you want to go to Manson, just look at his pedigree of like the girls he dated. You go through like. It's what was like the craziest, like hottest goth chicks at like different times. Like he had that one girl from, she was really popular in all the high school movies back in the 90s. Rose McGowan, I think it was. And at the time, I remember as a kid, I thought she was really, she was like different and it was cool. So he's always been able to match these women with his persona almost. Like he's a guy who, he himself is like a walking piece of art. It's like Anton LaVey expressing the most gnarly lyrics you've ever heard. And it's, I mean, I'm a fan because I like dark things. I like horror movie. I like crazy shit.
It's that Scorpio energy.
Yeah, I can't get away from it, and I say that to say this, with a lot of these new artists is they develop these personalities, like you're saying, or with XXX, I mean, I know who XX is. He's like generally bonkers, but at the same time, he's this controlled, it's controlled like mayhem.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Order out of chaos.
I agree with that.
Like a lot of them people say, it's like it's that craziness. It's
If Triple X all of a sudden started donning an anarchy patch,
I'm sure he already has it.
Perfect sense to me.
Sure, he already has it.
And this is what I was saying before. I feel like everybody there did their thing, I guess. But I thought Triple X, his brand, it just made more
I
sense
couldn't
than
tell you
everybody
who
else.
anyone else is except for maybe Kamiyah.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't tell you,
and partially because she's the only girl.
Yes, and she's not on like a typical girl thing. The overall message wasn't quite as overtly like pop that pussy in my mouth.
No,
you know what I mean?
saying.
Like
yes.
it's like, hey, I was almost like I feel like I might have got something out of it. P&B Rock was trash, straight trash. I have nothing redeemable to say about it. It was bad. His swag is just not cool to me either. I don't enjoy it. It's just.
True.
It's bland. It's blasé. Made in Tokyo. It's made in TYO. Actually, made in Tokyo. Yeah, a lot of people don't know this. Made in Tokyo is what it stands for. I thought it was okay. I really much preferred Amine. I thought that was phenomenal. His job. He was the other artist who I definitely have a feel, and I do need to add him to that list of people who they're building a brand. He had that Caroline song. XXL Freshmen, to my understanding, I think we're on the 10th year now.
Okay.
It's the 10th year anniversary. I think this year is why it's a big deal. And I'd been kind of digging through some of the past years, and there was a few recognizable faces. But I do know that it's like one of those things where it is an elite club, and of course last year you had some standouts like Uzi. I mean, Uzi's a huge deal now. People are just obsessed with Lil Uzi. EXO Tour Life was platinum in the sense of like 100 million views plus. I think he's at like closer to 1 billion now, and it's a growing thing where I still listen to that song secretly in my car when I'm driving to work because it gets me amped. I just like the energy. When I saw the...
it's a good song. Like, it's a bona fide jam. Like, it really is a good cut.
Yeah, it is. And then that's kind of what the XXL has allowed for him, at least career-wise, is he's been able to really catapult off that. Same with Kodak Black, 21 Savage. Those are the ones that, to me, I think last year... Well, I thought that might have been one of the worst batches of rappers ever. I'm seeing a lot of people catapulting their career out of last year's batch, So that being said, I definitely want to say that this year's XXL list was decent. I I think some of these artists, like last year, are going to bubble. I think it's going to happen. You're going to see XXX kind of blow up over the course of the year. I think Playboy Cardi is going to be like a feature maestro, kind of become almost like a Quavo. You know, you just watch me.
Okay.
I think P&B Rock's going to fade into
Guess
obscurity.
predictions. Is this DJ Ivory's prediction?
This is DJ Ivory's prediction.
I like
right
this. I like this.
here. I think P&B Rock's going to fade into obscurity.
The ivory ball.
I
He peers
think
to the ivory ball.
Kamiyah will continue to kind of create a sound. She's going to get better, and she's probably going to have some stuff. She might get into acting, I feel like, in a strange way.
I feel like if you like, I could see that. I feel like if you like Kamiyah's style, you rock with her.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
There's no one like
things
her
I
right
would
now.
prefer. Maybe I don't know. There's things I would prefer her to do different. But the one thing I'm keeping in mind.
Her flow could be better.
Well, that's what I was going to try to say. That's what I was going to try to say. But that's like saying you're at the singing.
Yeah,
spot,
you're like a baseball
better
player, and you're
singer.
like, hey, you'd be a better baseball player.
Yeah, yeah, thank you.
But she has to. She's gonna need a team. She's gonna have to develop a team, and I think it's gonna happen for her.
Well, remember the one thing about the freshmen, it's the what? The freshmen.
Yeah.
They're coming into the game.
This could well be the
They're-
first rap she ever spit. No,
I'm thinking
she
that-
has a few songs.
Wow, that's
but-
foul. This guy's disrespectful. Just disrespectful.
not you personally.
But
Kamiyah,
anyway,
any of these rappers for that matter. I thought that Cap G, while he was extremely repetitive with the "I'm gonna give me a rave, I'm gonna give me a rave," that was really annoying. But once he got into his flow, I'm a simma dimma, I'm a simma himma. He was able to at least flow. So that being said, we'll see if he can make some songs.
Okay.
Aminé's already blown up. He's hot. He's dope. He's probably one of the best in the batch, if not the best.
Well, the question with Eminem is now is, did he just catch a break with that one track? Or does he have a couple more in him?
Yeah.
Because that's like it's a hit, you know what I'm saying? It's like a broccoli thing.
Wait,
Yachty, well,
yeah.
think about it, Yachty was able to really turn that into something.
Yachty's had some
have you seen
bangers.
Dram?
He's only had a few little things, and I think they were
Now, while
generally.
neither of them have anything to do with
Yeah.
XXL, I just want to say this real quick. Yachty's album did not do as well as you would have
Well,
expected
Yachty is
it
an
to do.
XXL artist. Can't forget that last year.
But
Yachty.
that's last year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not this year.
That's a very good point.
But he is an XXL
So the
artist.
question here, let's bring that in here. So everybody in
Where
there,
Dram is not.
I definitely felt that XXX was my guy. I didn't expect him to do it.
He's my
I was
favorite.
in there to be very critical, and I thought my dude was, shining star of the game. Also, too, with that being said, I'm interested to see who's going to be like the Little Yachty.
Yeah.
Where they get all of the momentum, and then when the album drops, because I think he only sold like 40,000 units.
Before. No, but to go full circle with the XXL stuff.
I like that XXX thing.
I find that this year's batch of kind of contestants was entertaining. I missed the camaraderie of kind of the prior years with DJ Drama, the beats. I can't really, in good faith, say that it was as fun because there wasn't that element. It definitely allowed a better marketability for each artist. That was
Okay.
kind of the strong point from
Huge.
XXL and for
I
the
agree.
artists.
No, huge.
You're
It was
building
a content
brands now.
bonanza at that point.
Like we said, of course, have to kind of give the standout to Xxxtentacion as like probably the best flow. Close second will be Aminé. He kind of had a R&B / hip hop delivery where he had a nice flow.
Okay.
The Queen Bee, Kamiyah, she did her thing. Made in Tokyo, meh. PB and Rock, meh. I liked a lot. Playboy Cardi killed it. Kyle was mediocre. All in all, thank you XXL for a good year. We know we'll probably see some people blowing up out of this, bubbling out of your little annual festival as you have created. I kind of wanted to transfer from the XXL into the Prodigy, where we left off last time with his. We can call it, his death, but I think it's something maybe more than that because there's just so much fishy details about it. When you look at his life details and where he was at, spiritually, mentally, what he was doing was waking people up left and right. He dropped Hegelian Dialectic right before he died, and
Such an amazing piece.
blows my mind,
Amazing.
people, because it has 50,000 views. Okay, this guy is like spitting truth. It's like it's actually called the Book of Revelation as well. It's a little kind of it's in parentheses next to it. It was him. It was his magnum opus, and he says it on the album. He spent a long time trying to understand how to express the whole Illuminati thing to people. It was something he started off early with the Who Shot You verse and a few lines here and there.
Oh, but it's not like you're to
He
run up on.
dropped a full album of just like, Essene knowledge from Egypt and letting you know who really did it. Hey, this is from Africa. This knowledge is from Africa. This is not these European people who are pretending to be, whatever, who are secretly bankers and doing all this mess. this is like the raw stuff that they've taken this knowledge from Africa and they perverted it. So people might want to call it black magic, and it is in some senses, but really it might not even be as evil as these people are making it out to be, but it's what it's being used for. And really there might just be, what Prodigy was literally saying is, there's not a God and a devil, there's one source. It's what are you using that source for? And that's an interesting way to look at it, I think, personally. I may not personally 100% agree with that philosophy, but he's at least trying to spread that unity and that kind of oneness where, you know, Dan Aykroyd, I know, is on some very similar tips, and a lot of these people who are famous are on these kind of underlying trying to let you know that, hey, it's not what you think it is. These diversionary tactics, these fake news and all this shit is merely distractions, because when you're united, you're dangerous.
Very.
And that was Prodigy's message to us in his death, and I think he will live on, and hopefully other people like us will kind of get this message out that, hey, it's time to wake up, you know, and spread the message, you know?
Well, it needs to be done. We've got enough negativity out there in the world.
Yeah.
And we got enough haters out there. But at the end of the day, we want to spread positivity. We want to spread the good vibes. But also, too, we want to expand the conversation.
I read a quote recently. They said, when you're educated and you grow up in a society and you hit a certain point in your education, you start to question the society you were educated in. And I couldn't help but get that kind of like, that kind of buzz in the back of my brain. And I was like, that kind of resonated with me because
Gotcha.
I find that maybe where I'm kind of at now is I'm getting all this different information. A lot of times my head spins because it's like I can't believe some of the stuff I'm reading. But then when you really
process it, and
I never want to shit on religion, but I do find unfortunately that religions are well, you know, there is definitely about religion because you have to see what they're being used for. I know so many Muslims who are awesome people. I know so many Buddhists who are awesome people. So many Christians who are awesome people, and then I know shitty Muslims. I know shitty Christians. I know shitty Buddhists.
Gotcha.
And so you always want to point the finger at the religion, like, oh, they're all bad. Let's burn them, blow them all up. That's not the way to do it. It's like you got shitty people in every race. Let's weed out the shitty people and kick their asses until they become good people. How about that?
Remember that.
Damn right.
Remember that. Humanity's fresh. Fresh and God, fresh and genius saying, hey, double XL, triple XL.
Well, you got double XL and you got triple Xtentacion.
There we go.
So it's really going down at the XX station.
I like it.
I bet there's like all these searches now, like XXX, and it's like that's not what I'm looking for.
Oh, you know, on the random side,
I wonder if he did that.
I'm surprised it didn't happen, or at least for me, I have not found any crazy explicit stuff. Looking up pictures.
No, he has done a good job of really taking over the whole market. Like,
hey, the hashtag triple X could have came up a whole nother thing.
That's right, man. This is DJ Eyvory on behalf of DudeBro saying thank you for watching. I'm with my main man.
Ellie's fresh you got fresh the genius.
We want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe. We love y'all. We out. It's real in the battlefield.
Boom.
Don't come out to Dago flexing unless you get Xxxterflexsterol pills with you.
Xxxterflexsterol.
That allows you to be more...
Flex! Flex!
But yeah, no, go for a circle. I did want to say this.
That triflexsterol can only be obtained by a licensed physician. And that there have been batches that have been floating around and people have been getting very sick. So please, if you're going to
might actually be Flacco disguised as triflectamine, and you got to be careful.
Triflectamine. What is triflectamine? You know what that is? Triflectamine is the molecule that is responsible for flexing.
Oh, triflexamine.
Triflexamine. Triflexamine, because it's actually a compound of 3 different things.
Hate, envy, and jealousy. Triflexamine.
Triflexamine.
I just wanna roll with you, Holy Grail. I just wanna roll with you,
Fuck that shit.
I just wanna roll with you. I just wanna roll.
Get it.
I just wanna roll with you.
I rolled up.
I'm smoking my meds, I'm smoking my meds. Don't stress me out, no stressing it out, no stressing it out. and I'm rolling that weed up. Just rolling to fuck you. I'm trying to get some bursker, or maybe some pussy.
Let's go. They get that money, ho. Them bitches ain't shit, them bitches ain't shit, man. All of that pussy.
I just wanna roll with you. I just wanna roll with you. I just wanna